And 5, 4, 3, 2. What up, y'all? Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm Kev on stage.
That's Chick Angel.
Welcome to another podcast episode. Smash that like button, smash that notification button. Bangers, all 2024. Bangers, you dirty whore. Welcome to Here's the Thing podcast. Toronto, get your mother act together, cuz, dead homies.
I think that'll let that
y'all
cuss
better
off, Kev.
You better call Drake. Get that maple syrup. Get them ketchup flavored chips.
Maple
poutine.
syrup, wow.
Now, me and Angel done did our part. We put the show there. We've been promoting it. And y'all wait till the last minute. And I don't know if y'all gonna come. I promise you, I ain't got to go up to that gold. Right. Listen, you know who's gonna be happy next year? Next time we go?
Where?
Austin, Texas.
Okay,
Buffalo
we
is?
No, yeah. Buffalo, you're out and you're staying out. Austin, Texas. We could have went to Raleigh and Charlotte.
Yep.
We could have went down to Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
I would have fought harder for them other ones, but Toronto, you was high up on the list. Don't make me regret it.
We could have went to Baltimore.
We could have went to Baltimore and DC. That's what I'm gonna do. When y'all act up in Tacoma, you ain't far behind.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't far behind. I'll go to Baltimore and DC instead of Tacoma. I'll go to Austin, Houston, and Dallas.
Come on.
I'll go to Raleigh and Charlotte.
Yeah.
I'll go to Newark, New Jersey, and New York.
Yeah.
And Philly.
Yeah.
DC and Atlanta, you know you're going to be there. Listen, we might go to Augusta.
Tupelo.
Orlando,
Oh,
Tampa.
we should go to Augusta.
Listen, probably not.
Okay.
But Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville.
We might get to Florida.
We might go to 3 cities in Florida. It don't make me no never mind. I ain't never been to Toronto in the summer and had a show. I always been cold.
Springfield, Mass.
Springfield, Mass, no sir.
Okay.
But we could have went to Boston.
We could have gone to
Boston.
Boston.
Sold out.
Boston.
Don't make me regret it. I'm
I
not
get
gonna
some
keep telling y'all. Toronto, New York, you're doing amazing, sweetie. Everything but Toronto, Tacoma, and Sacramento is doing amazing.
Absolutely.
I don't
Especially
understand.
for where we are now, and we ain't even showed you what a clip of the show looks like. But
It's
Toronto, you better Maple Leaf that behind down to that Ticketmaster. I know that much.
I can't wait. You
Well,
know
you
what
can-
I'm excited about on this tour?
Tell us, Angel.
I'm excited to hear the audience do our opening.
They better
opening?
do it.
Bangers.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, I'm excited to hear it.
Bangers live.
I want to hear it's your boy, Chips Ahoy. I'm Kev on stage, she's, and I want to hear the audience. I want to hear it. And then I want to hear the end. And Joshy gone.
This is great.
Banging on all
We
you
need to
man,
record
babe.
this.
Oh, yeah. Every time.
We need to do a city competition.
That's exactly what's happening.
Who is the livest of the opening?
Toronto's
and you're
starting
gonna get
last.
better. You're gonna get better points if you're close to sold out.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
just energy wise.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna start the rankings from Toronto on.
So I
And
can't
whoever
wait.
wins gets a pizza party.
Really?
Absolutely.
Get a pizza
We'll
party.
rent out Dave and Buster's.
We're gonna get some Little Caesars hot and readies
Because you know they do it with us on the show.
at home.
Yeah, at home.
Y'all do it at home. Put it in the Patreon if y'all be doing it
They
at home,
do
saying
it
bangers,
at
bangers,
home.
bangers, and
They do
mash.
it at work. Somebody
You
said
know how
they got
Beyonce had the mute challenge, and we was
This
this
is
is our
our
mute challenge.
Yeah.
Hit my hand. Hit my hand from there.
Yeah.
All right. Before we start, Angel,
Yeah.
we've got 4 teams left. Who do you think is gonna win the Super Bowl?
Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, I don't know why I asked you.
Yeah, there's black people. That's how I know. There's a lot of black people in Baltimore.
There's a lot of black.
A lot.
And I'm gonna tell you what, our ancestors gonna push us through it.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
gonna be like, do what you gotta do on the football field. Get these dogs out.
Dummy.
Dummy, now who they playing? Baltimore versus Baltimore. I want the Ravens against the Oreos out there on the field.
I don't know if that'll work.
On the field. Beating that ace.
The Ravens versus the Orioles. I mean, a cross sport, inner city thing.
Because in Baltimore, we could do it.
It's never been done, but that don't mean it can't be done.
It will be done.
Get Cal Ripken Jr. out of retirement. Lace him up, Cal.
That's what's going to happen.
Iron Man Cal Ripken Jr. Lace him up.
Lace them up. That's what I want to see. I feel like that's what's going to happen. Ravens all day.
I'm going for the Ravens as well.
Absolutely.
I want Lamar Jackson to win the Super Bowl.
Balling.
I've been following him since he was at Louisville. You know he was down in Louisville.
At the Cardinals.
He was down at the Cardinals.
He was at the Louisville.
He was at the Louisville. He's a very mobile quarterback, and they be trying to say he don't be balling, but he do be balling. However, Patrick Mahomes is a dog.
He's back too. He was mad most of the season,
and he's got the best defense he had.
He
plays for the Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs. They playing them.
They might be.
Fried Shit.
Right, they playing them
Wait a
Sunday.
minute. That's the baby that with the white wife.
That's
Sure
the baby
is.
with the white. Wait, what? Oh, fried chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. If
Which
he's gonna make
reminds me, this doggone article pissed me off. There was an article about explaining the swag surf because Taylor and them was doing it.
it. Oh.
Lord.
They
No,
had to.
but I don't want to be upset.
They had to explain it to the people. Who
It's
were
crossed
watching.
over, Angel.
It's crossed over.
It's gonna be
This Sunday we
Ravens
find out. I
against
believe
Taylor
whoever
Swift.
wins the AFC championship is probably the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Atlantic.
Uh-huh.
American football.
Federation.
Oh,
American Football Conference.
that
All right.
makes so much more sense than where I was going.
American
Also, quick shout out to Go Henry, LTD, Policy Genius, and Price Picks, our sponsors of the show. We will talk about them more later.
Yes, and also before we jump in, big shouts. Friend of the pod, Sterling K. Brown.
Hey.
Oscar nom. Jeffrey Wright. Friend of the pod. Danielle Brooks. I told y'all she was gonna get that Oscar nommy for her role as Sophie in The Color Purple. That's all they did on The Color Purple. They gave Danielle Brooks that, and then they said the rest of y'all move.
You know what? Once I wasn't really seeing as much of them inside the road to the Oscars.
Yeah.
That's when I was just like, well,
I thought they might have got costumes though.
that would have been beautiful.
I thought they did good on costumes.
I'm not saying they didn't deserve more, but usually you can kind of see where where your prediction should be as you head to the road of
Yeah.
Oscars. But obviously, everybody who was in that film and a part of that film deserves all the accolades. But congratulations to Danielle.
Did you know that Sterling K. Brown, Niecy Nash, and Danielle Brooks is cousins?
The hell?
Niecy Nash just posted
You's a
that
damn lie.
Niecy
I
Nash
don't
said
believe
we
you,
are.
Niecy. Text me, Niecy. I don't believe it.
We are. What she said? We are blood related cousins.
No, they not. They not.
Her
unruly
captions:
cousins like
both
us.
of my cousins are Oscar nominated! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Yes, we are blood related, real cousins. I'm so proud of my fam. Danielle Brooks, Sterling K. Brown. I'm rooting for you. I said, black folks, y'all gonna go down that line and get that related.
I need to see who is like what type of
Her
blood
mother
cousin.
and my mother.
Yes,
they were sisters.
Skip that. Show me the documents.
They were Ernestine.
Ernestine and Robert, we called them Bobo. They were first cousins. So that makes you her cousin, the third cousin twice removed. What does that even mean?
They were sisters.
Sisters.
I need to put that clip on Twitter. All right. First things first. I saw this on the internet, and therefore it must be real. It has to
Come on,
has to be real.
That's right.
The Islington Church of God of Prophecy.
Hey,
I don't know whoever's in South Carolina. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that. Islington, South Carolina. They sent Brooke a message, Brooke Herndon. All right. They kicked her out of the church and gave her the $500 offering check back. And the most unbelievable part of this is she wrote a check.
What? Oh,
I mean,
checks.
a church could write checks. A church gonna have that checkbook. You stop writing checks, Angel. What is you writing checks for?
For a lot of things.
Why not?
What?
First of all,
I don't even know on my check. I haven't seen my
that's
checkbook
a
in
shame.
17 years.
That's a shame.
I
that you don't
literally
know.
can't remember the last time I wrote a check.
I wrote a
risky
check last
business,
weekend.
Kevin.
Are you for what?
First of all, when you're a member of Delta, they want a check, okay?
The Delta Sigma status?
Because they're not paying no processing fees.
The Delta chapter alone is holding on to the check entire system.
Check makers are like, listen, man, if we didn't have the Divine Nine, I don't even know if we would be making these.
Mars Daycare.
You paying check? Do they only accept check?
No, you can do online and pay a $50 processing fee, or you can kiss my ass and take his check.
Time out on this.
50.
Marcus posted a video of Amar speaking fluent English.
He's done that for years.
When I see him, he's at the baby.
One, he don't see you often, so you are.
That boy got on that video game and said, listen, hello, Marcus, my name is Amar. I'm building this building on Minecraft. What I got to do first is lay the foundation of praying. Then I got to fill that in with concrete. Of course, I know how to do it because I'm smart. Anyway, what I think about the geopolitical understanding to the South is listen, DeSantis, he dropped out of the race. I think it was a complete waste of time. Trump's obviously going to win the nomination, and that's really who you got to think. Nikki Haley, I said, Amar, when you talk this, I commented on that post and said, I've never seen him say this many words one after another.
He's not going to talk to you if he don't know you.
Well, that's why I don't talk to you.
That's not me trying to shade you. He does not talk to you if he's not comfortable with you.
Fine then. I'm not comfortable with him.
Yeah, like
I'll
you don't
show
want to
him.
eat protein
Remember
bars.
that
You'll
baby
never see
video?
it. Yeah.
What's up with the little baby, bro?
Get your
boys, man. No, why is he looking at me like that? Get your boys, man. I'm gonna do that to Amar.
Do it.
I'm gonna be like, Amar, you get comfortable with me and talk a lot like this.
He was like, stop pointing at me.
But anyway,
talk
go
about-
ahead. You wrote a check for Amar's daycare.
Yeah, I had to write a check for his daycare. When there's a processing fee and they say, or write a check,
You can write
How
the
many
check.
checks are you writing in a month?
probably no more than 5.
You are not writing checks.
I'm not. Last
Okay.
time I wrote a check was for probably when I was still living in Long Beach because we would pay by check.
Okay,
for
so that
rent.
was at least 7-8 years ago.
No, not 7, 8, maybe.
Josh, the pandemic was 4.
We pay out.
That's what's messing us up. The pandemic is messing us up.
I pay-
Angel,
I pay my taxes with a check.
Angel, that checkbook is
Also,
is in current
to
use.
be fair, though, the checks let you hold on to that money a little bit longer too.
I listen. I used to survive off of that. I'm gonna give it to
Listen,
you now.
don't you see the date? You see the date. Don't cash it before.
Hold on to that.
I love a good check.
I can't believe I literally can't. I have not seen a checkbook with my name on it. I don't even remember the last time. I think the last time I had to write a check, I was so pissed off that was the only way they accepted money. I also don't really even be looking at the processing fees like that. I used to pay my rent on my credit card because I could get points. I wish we could do Back when I was renting, I could get points for my miles. I used to pay it on my credit card. I'd rather pay an Apple Pay. I'd be still thinking it's crazy. I can go to the ATM and do my phone up to the ATM and take out cash. That'd be blowing my mind. But anyway.
I use the card. But yes, a check at church is definitely something I would do.
For sure. So Brooke got a check back, and the church wrote this letter. This letter is to inform you that it was unanimously decided in our February 9th business conference that your membership in our local church should be terminated. Since you refused to accept the letter that we sent you in November that outlined the reasons for this action, I will briefly review them here. Number 1, you initiated the separation in your marriage to Josh without good cause, stating that you wanted to begin a relationship with another man. It seems you have no desire to keep your family together, and this has caused a great deal of hurt to you, your husband, your children, and many others. Parentheses, this is being unfaithful to the marriage vow that you took before God. Number 2, you have continued to post many unchristian and even indecent pictures
Yes, the very
and
upset about
messages
that.
on various social media sites over the past many months. You have also been very negative and critical of many of our church family. I believe to try and take the attention off your real needs, which you deny. Okay, got it. I don't know why they put a comma there. Number 3, you have refused counsel or advice from your husband, your pastor, and many of your close church family who really care for you and have tried to help you. Brooke, contrary to what you try to convince us, you are not really in a very good place right now.
They are terrible.
Let's kick you out of the church.
Let's
And
get
then
you out
they
of here.
continue. Brooke, taking this action was not an easy thing for the church to do. Excuse me. There have been many prayers said for you and your family over this past year. Plus,
terrible.
there was a great deal of sadness in our meeting over having to do this. You and your family have been a very important part of our church for many years, and I know that we still love each of you very much. We are hoping that God will show you His will in all this, and that you also desire to do His will. Please let us know if that happens. Sincerely, Pastor Bernie Levesque. No, we all felt it was best to return the tithe check you recently gave
They said, what we're not going to do is kick you out and keep your
to
money.
Jeanette.
What we're not going to do is kick you out and keep your money. That's where we draw the line. But we are going to comment on how trifling we feel like you've been. They really were like, we wanna make sure you understand why we don't want you no more. But I don't understand why they didn't kick out the whole family.
Get them all out of here.
Get everybody.
I want to see the church people looking at her Instagram like, y'all, look at the butt.
Look at all that. Look at all them
Booty
titties.
cheeks all out, titties all out in the wind.
I can't believe it. I want my coochie scratched by Sexy Red. It is Easter.
What does it mean? Bend that over, let that coochie breathe. What does that
Shake
mean?
that ass.
The
for
breath of
drink.
life.
Yes. Have y'all seen, speaking of which, did y'all see Sexy Red's baby shower photo?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh. So, I'm in charge of planning Brisha's baby shower, and I sent it to her because I sent her the picture because I was like, this is really good inspiration. It gives me classy. It gives me, I'm here. I'm excited about it. As a parent, I found it so challenging to teach my kids the value of money at such a young age. And that's why I'm so excited to tell you about the sponsor of today's episode, Go Henry by Acorns, the smart debit card and app for kids 6 to 18. With Go Henry, kids can learn about money, set spending and savings goals, and even track chores and earn allowance money right within the app. They learn the value of money by using their Go Henry debit cards, while we, as parents, can set spend limits and help guide their journey while staying informed every step of the way. I gotta say, it's been seriously amazing seeing my kids actually care about doing chores because they understand how it's helping them work towards their goals. Set your kids up for success and get started today at gohenry.com/SK. T&Cs apply. Renews from $4.99 per month unless canceled. Thank you, Go Henry, for sponsoring today's episode. Now back to the podcast. This is what you're able. That's the picture she took posing. And I said, this is what we want. I'm going to show you, Josh, and I'll explain the picture to everybody else because I feel like
out of the church.
Classy and assy.
Kick her out.
Sexy Red is bent over, and I think the baby daddy has his face between her booty cheeks, and they're in front of a kind of like a step and repeat, but more just like a backdrop of a pink. I'm sure it's I
think you're missing the biblical reference,
fast
Angel.
car SRT, huh?
You're missing the biblical reference. It's an opportunity to part the Red Sea.
Oh yeah, and he did. Her baby shower theme was Chinatown.
Oh,
hilarious.
Yeah, that's what it's.
Have you heard the TikTok version of this song? This.
I was waiting for Hallelujah.
This is what's wrong with churchy kids. We listen to that R&B and we do the churchy stuff.
That's why you can't be lukewarm. And this is why she got kicked out. The fact that she said, they said you only wanted to leave your marriage so you could just date other men.
They just took the husband's side.
Oh, totally.
110%.
Totally.
That husband has got off scot. I don't know these people.
No.
But I feel like a little patriarchy might be in play.
Could be. Now,
they done took the husband side straight up.
What if she was this trifling though? Like, I just don't want to keep with you. I want to date these other niggas out here. Like, I know we married and whatnot, but like, what if?
Oh my God.
What if? And what if she was just like doing pictures like that? Like,
that's the thing though. Like, have we? Obviously, this is true. This cannot be fake. It's posted on the internet, so
100%
100% true. Otherwise, we wouldn't cover it.
No.
I saw it on Snopes.com. They said this is for sure.
I went to North Carolina.
Islandtown, South Carolina.
Or
Islandtown. I didn't see nobody.
Went and made sure I saw the church, looked for the person who wrote the letter, asked if it was true, then interviewed her.
I did that too.
Yeah,
and
so
I actually went on check systems and make sure that check cashed.
Yeah.
Because I still got access when I was at Bank of America.
So I'm so glad that you did that.
And so this is no debate.
No.
But the whole point of the church is to rehabilitate the people of God.
She has a reprobate mind.
She got that reprobate.
It's turned off from hearing from the Lord. From the Lord. They said, you wreaking havoc.
You're leaving your husband. You're posting thirst traps. Okay, we don't think you love him. You married another man. Josh is in here. He's crying every Sunday at the altar. We can't take it. You know how I know it was for real? If you returned that bread.
Oh yeah,
we hate you.
They were like, we really are. We want you to. We don't want you here.
We don't even want you to come up to the church and collect your last tithe.
That was a good 500. That's for a black church anywhere. What am I talking about? 500 is a nice amount. You're not trying to lose. If that's her tithe, you're not trying to lose that. That's 500 at least a month.
At least a month. She making 5,000.
That's covering donuts and coffee for the month.
What?
So They must have been serious. They kicked her out.
They said, man, you know what? You didn't get the last letter. Don't you come up here again.
We know you got
You
it.
can go to hell for all we care. Literally go to hell. We don't care.
You're going to hell. We don't want to watch it.
We're not going to help you.
Yeah.
You want a thirst trap on the gram? One of the deacons got a whole folder
Yes.
of all your thirst traps. He
Saved.
printed them out.
Yeah.
He went 8.5 by 11 to prove.
Look at this.
Look how bad you were, Brooke. I want to find her Instagram. I want to
do
see
too.
if it's kick out worthy.
Watch if her scantily clad was like this.
Showing Christian cleavage.
Yeah.
She could have been going, once you get a little, what's this, clavicle?
Clavicle?
Once you go clavicle,
That's the devil's spatula.
you might as well be butthole naked to the wind.
Oh yeah, and she listen, no telling. I'm telling you this right here, enough to get a code.
Just the little coin slot.
The coin slot. is
Yeah,
what you
just a
call it?
little, the titty meat be a little bit. You could put a quarter in there.
Oh, is that what you were
Lord.
thinking? I was thinking this is the Vicks Vapor Rub area.
That is vapor rub.
If you got that out,
You're out of here.
listen, you out here with the devil in these streets.
You got the vapor rub area?
You got to be up here.
You better, matter of fact, and
Lock
close it up.
Lock
And
it
that
up.
bottom wasn't, close it on the bottom, Angel.
You know what? I'm already going to hell. And it don't matter because let me tell you why. These nails is red.
Oh, Angel, you're all
and this
bad.
hair is red.
Were you planning on going to heaven?
I
thought you
would.
accepted that.
I was trying to make sure Jesus could see me in line.
I could tell you all the reasons why. Stand up, and I'll tell you all the hell things. Nails, hell.
Not the hell thing.
Leather pants,
Pants in general.
pants in general. Then leather. Was that one outfit?
It's a onesie.
Onesie. That means you got to take all your clothes off to pee.
That's a one-way ticket to hell. Is what
One
it
way
is.
ticket to hell. Red hair.
I'm gonna get distracted when I take off my clothes, go pee, and end up having sex with somebody.
Surely they're going to be that man's in the bathroom because you caused him to stumble. Red hair. You know what else is also red? Hell, lake of fire, earrings, makeup, lip gloss, lashes,
Yeah. Jezebel.
heels. Oh, and you got what, Louis Vuitton boots on?
Yes.
You know what Louis Vuitton means in Greek? Hell is thine going.
Hell is thine home.
That's that Illuminati. You went over there and got that Illuminati,
Get that
get
loom
it.
them
pack.
boots. So
you get it.
get the hell on.
That's a big loom starter pack.
Yeah, big loom starter pack. And all them tumblers is going to be tumbling in hell. Hope you're thirsty in the lake of fire.
Because that's all that's gonna be in here.
It's
more fire.
Fire and brimstone.
Yeah, yeah.
Fire and brimstone. Iced latte for Angel. What do you
That's
think this
it.
is?
That's it.
You're going on tour with men? Your husband's not going? You said that to them light-skinned boys from England? You complimented them?
Oh,
hell.
hell.
You had 4 kids out of wedlock while you were married?
You didn't fully believe Katt Williams? Hell.
He's obviously telling the truth.
He's obviously a prophet from the Lord.
Anyway, you know what? I'm going to tell you what. All jokes aside, stranger things have happened in churches.
Tell me what you mean.
I know we're joking around saying this could be true. This absolutely could be true.
No.
I would not be surprised
That's what
at
I'm
all.
saying.
I assume everything on the internet is fake to begin with. But as a person who's grown up in church, there's still so many, listen, when we think of church, a lot of times society makes you think that the Joe Osteens and the TD Jakeses and the Furdicks are the majority of church. I think the last stat, correct me if I'm wrong, if you know, I think it's somewhere between 90 and 95% of churches in America have less than 100 members.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Most of them, remember our racism office? There was a Nigerian church at the end of that row.
Yeah.
No more than 27 people in there.
Strong though.
They was going up.
Yeah.
They was on then Sundays when nobody's in the office, they was going up.
They invited me in there.
Did they? Just get in here.
I wasn't dressed enough for it.
Come
though.
as you are. The men don't go to hell. They can wear whatever they want. It's just people like
Absolutely.
Angel that are going to
They
hell.
could go in shorts.
And your name is Josh. The husband was Josh. You know Joshes are good.
Josh is biblical.
Josh is biblical.
Joshua.
Ichabod's also biblical, but it's not a popular name. Anyway, speaking of the truth or the lie,
Dude, tell me.
Brick Lady update.
Yes.
And this is in Essence.
I love it.
Essence article, Houston Brick Lady, and they put that in quotation, becomes wanted woman after being charged with theft and no showing at planned surrender. Let me click the article and read it to you. It says, this is in Essence. Rhoda Osmond's social media post about a man allegedly assaulting her with a brick went viral, and she raised more than $40,000, but authorities now believe it was a scam. Under the guise of a sob story about a man allegedly assaulting her with a brick, Rhoda Osmond raised over $40,000 via GoFundMe last year, but now authorities believe it was a scam. Why would y'all write the same paragraph twice?
They said one more time. Run it back.
Said, bro, y'all just put that up here.
Said, no, run it back.
After being charged with felony theft by deception, which is a charge I had not been familiar with.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, she was expected to turn herself into police, but didn't show up last Thursday, KPRC reports, and now she's on the lam. If convicted, Osmond could spend up to 10 years in prison for this crime. It all started last September in Houston. Police officers were responding to an incident of aggravated assault. Per the original police report made at the scene, Osmond claimed that she was walking on Schumacher Lane where an unknown man threw a brick at her and when she would not give him her phone number. In a social media post that went viral, Osmond, who appeared to be clad in a hospital gown with a swollen face, tearfully addressed the camera. He picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" She accused the onlooking men of standing idly by and doing nothing. And I told all these men, like, yo, why does this man got a brick on my face? Over the next 2 months, the Help Rhoda Recover GoFundMe raised more than $42,000.
Golly.
Description of the now removed page read, my good friend Rhoda was viciously attacked with a man by a brick, yada, yada, yada. Osmond told authorities that she subsequently ordered an Uber and was convinced the brick thrower was her driver. She then made the allegation that he tried to kidnap her and stated the suspect was involved in human trafficking and had a large group of women in the car with him. As the investigation continued, however, evidence disproving Osmond's assertion began to mount. Houston police detectives obtained surveillance video which showed Osmond with a friend and the man she later identified as the person who hit her. They got in a car together, then exited the car. Then the footage showed Osmond slapping the man, and then he hit her back with a water bottle in his hand. Keith Houston, an employee of Harris County District Attorney's Office, hilarious. His last name is Houston. He lives in Houston. We think that's what left the mark on her face, but it was mutual combat. GoFundMe has zero tolerance for the misuse of our platform. And basically, this paragraph says GoFundMe gave the money back. But it doesn't say that it gave it back from her.
Yeah.
It just seems like GoFundMe might have wrote a check to the people.
Yeah.
Just so they don't look bad. But it doesn't seem that.
She done gave back the money.
Yeah. Shockingly enough, this wasn't Osmond's first GoFundMe for an alleged assault in 2020. She created a page claiming that a private security guard assaulted her in Minneapolis and suffered a black eye, facial contusions, and injuries to her leg as a result. She requested $5,000 to help cover medical expenses, legal fees, and other associated costs. We do not know if she received funds for the campaign, but it has also been taken down by GoFundMe. As a black woman who's going to hell, what are your thoughts?
It's, recently, when this all first came out, I think I might have been doing a live on Instagram, and somebody was like, "Angel, you need to apologize."
You do
for
need to.
the brick lady, and my apology sounded like, "You can kiss my ass." I ain't apologizing for this shit. And I'm not apologizing for believing her.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'm not sure what you think my opinion did for or against anyone in this situation. Sounds like she's crazy. To me, then.
Sounds like she's a genius scammer.
Yeah, well, not genius enough to not get away with it.
Well,
you gotta scam a little bit under the radar. She
True.
put it too big on the radar.
I would like to apologize. As a black man, this is wrong. I feel so bad for us. We've been wrongfully accused.
This doesn't sound like an apology.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? I believed her to those. Listen, I'm going to tell you what got me. Her face in the video
looked terrible.
I was like, oh my, I couldn't believe that. I was like, something happened.
Yes, something terrible.
And I was all in the swollen face had me. I was like, Lord. So
terrible.
It looks like from the article, it looks like she started a fight. And her story was she's walking down the street.
And somebody hit her.
And a man asked her a number. She said no. He threw a brick in her face. Mm-hmm. The reason I feel bad, she got me.
Why do you feel bad?
Because I don't want to be. Because I don't want to be duped. I want to be a person who believes people and then they be believable.
Right, but you're a human just like everybody else.
Yeah, but I'm a better human than that. I should have done more research, but I don't know where to do more research.
I would always rather err on the side of I believed someone who was possibly injured, especially if it's a black person, and then find out I was wrong, and that person receives the punishment that they deserve, than to be like, nah, nothing happened to her, and then the fact that it did happen. I'd always rather be wrong on that side than to be wrong on the other.
And listen, we talked about this before. There's oftentimes we say on this podcast, I don't have a public opinion on that yet. And that don't mean I don't have an opinion, but what I think, what I talk to Melissa about, what I talk to my close friends about, and what I share on the podcast may not always be in the same timing. I feel like I don't think let's see, in the Believing Black Women Olympics, the two that got me, who doesn't look like they was telling the exact truth as they presented it, because even this article says she was hit in the face with a bottle or a water bottle. I keep doing that. And Carly Russell. Carly Russell had them Cheez-Its and stuff.
Yeah.
But I do agree that as a black man, sometimes, listen, it's like, to protect black women, you got to believe them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that do mean some people are going to play on that belief.
Absolutely.
Some people are going to play on tropes.
Absolutely.
Some people are going to play on how society works, stereotypes, and sometimes it's going to be black people as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Who going to get away with it. I didn't want to believe, and I guess this is probably the truth of the matter, I didn't want to believe that a black woman would capitalize on a black trope at the expense of black men. But at the same time, we are people, and you gon' use your community for good or bad.
Listen, we are capable of everything. That's what black
sure
women.
is.
We are not a monolith. Black people, we aren't. There are black.
You're right,
folk-
Kia Ross. Jussie Smollett did get me too.
Yeah,
I believe
he
Jussie
got
as
me
well.
too. He got me too. That was the first time the first and last time on my own personal, platform that I spoke out about something, and I said it'll be the last.
Because Jussie got you?
Oh, Jussie
got me hook. He had me hook, line, and sinker.
And so on here, I'll speak about stuff. I'll give an opinion because that's my job.
Yeah.
But on my own personal, where people are like, this is where I have the capability of muting myself a little bit more if I want to. I could just be like, let's do content, Amar. Here, we have to talk about what the popular thing is.
We do.
So with her, yes, I'll never apologize for believing a black woman first. No. I never will. And who I feel sorry for is her, because she's mentally not well. Yeah. And I feel sorry for anybody who was harassed ongoingly from her videos.
What now?
Like if any of the men who showed up in her videos.
It does look like the guy, I don't remember his name, but it looks like the guy was harassed for sure.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him having to experience him being unwarrantedly, one of those words work, harassed. But I don't feel sorry for believing someone who really was making a believable pitch. Yeah. Like it wasn't like she didn't put in the effort to make us believe. She went the extra mile. Yeah. She waited until her face swole up to the worst point and said, "Look at what they did to me."
Yeah, she didn't lead with from what the article says, she hit him, he hit her back, and it was mutual combat. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what I feel bad about. This is just me.
Listen, it's the new year, and I am trying to make sure I'm on top of all of my financial planning tasks. Okay, it's a part of my to-do list. And something that should be a part of your to-do list is shopping for life insurance. Start the new year looking and knowing you found the right life insurance to protect your family with Policy Genius. Getting life insurance today means you'll have the peace of mind for the rest of 2024 and beyond. So if something were to happen to you, your family could cover expenses while getting back on their feet. You know, things like mortgage payments, school tuition, bills. These are the things you want to make sure are already handled just in case of your untimely passing. Luckily, Policy Genius helps you compare your options from top companies, and their team of licensed experts is on hand to help you and talk you through it. I use Policy Genius to get my life insurance policy. Woo! And I'm so glad that I did. It was such an easy way to go about it. Policy Genius helped me through the whole entire thing. We were able to fill out the application, find the insurance policy that was going to work best for me, and then find the insurance company that was going to give me the best rate. Not only was it a fantastic experience for me, my husband also used it, and so did my mom. So I can tell you from experience, Policy Genius is all that in a bag of chips, okay? With Policy Genius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Policy Genius has licensed award-winning agents who can help you find the best fit for your needs. They work for you, not the insurance company. That means they don't have an incentive to recommend one insurer over the other, so you can trust their guidance. No wonder they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Your family deserves peace of mind. A life insurance policy through Policy Genius can give that to them. Head to policygenius.com or click on the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes to see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com.
And this is why I don't remember, maybe somebody who watched this will send it to me. I'm not going to go back into time and find that podcast. But I don't remember me going hard at the dudes. Maybe I did, but I would hope that I didn't. But if I did, I do feel bad about that because I was wrong. And I believed a black woman at the expense of a black man, if that was what I said. Because honestly, sometimes we make so much content, I don't even remember everything I said.
Yeah.
But I do believe if I know myself, if I believed her, I would have been like, that's whack if somebody did that. We're supposed to be protecting black women. We're supposed to go out and do that. And we, you know what I'm saying, hitting them in the face, blah, blah, blah. That sounds like how I would approach a situation. So for that, I'm like, dang, nigga, now you got me looking dumb, believing you at the expense of this man or these men. I don't remember seeing the person that did it, quote unquote. But all in all.
Yeah, I probably went in hard and I'm like,
yeah,
that's where I'm at.
For sure. I think all in all, if you want to, listen, I'm going to say it like this, right? If you want to support black people, women, men, black-owned business, that doesn't mean that every time you do, you will have a great experience.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a great experience with business all the time, period.
Yeah.
Right? So you hire a black-owned caterer, for example, right? And for a birthday party, you're like, I'm going to support a black-owned business. I'm going to support a black, caterer.
Yeah.
And say that caterer shows up late, food is cold, food is bad, they mess up on the allergies, whatever they're supposed to have vegan, whatever the mistake is. That doesn't mean to me that I'm like, well, this one black business messed up, so I will never support this.
Correct.
A lot of times people be like, this is what happened when you support black-owned business. I done bought from Nike, ordered a 2X shirt, got a small. I done had my orders lost from every big brand in the world. I think a lot of times we are harsher on black businesses, and they often don't even have the resources of the billion-dollar conglomerates.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I bought Nike shoes and the bottom fell off before. Had to be like, no, Mr. Nike, Phil. I know you got a couple billion personally. Why this bottom fell off? You know what I'm saying? And I've bought from black-owned business, hired black people who did me wrong, stole from me.
Yeah, I got people who done took money from me. I bought their stuff, and then they started ignoring my text message of when I'm going to get my product.
Listen, now there was a time, I don't know if you remember, I bought a whole bunch of black art when we did all this. Now, I never went public. I didn't get all my black art I ordered. Some of them pieces, I spent a pretty penny on.
And they didn't get you?
Piece never came, never shipped. I didn't go at them. I just, highlighted the people that came.
You know how to get them to send it is you talk about it, but don't ever mention their name. You do like you just did just now.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, I am so sorry I missed this email.
Remember when Tab got sick because somebody said their food was vegan and it didn't? Like, just because a black person does wrong doesn't mean I give up on black people.
Oh, absolutely.
So I will continue to believe black women. I might take a second longer before I speak publicly in my belief. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't be liking to look dumb. Or I might have some more qualifiers. If true, allegedly, if this, those, so and so, you know what I'm saying? But there was pictures, I don't know if this is true or the right timeline, but they had pictures of her in Jamaica or at a hotel after. And I said, God, dog, I didn't donate to the thing.
She said, my head don't hurt no more.
If she went down to Jamaica with them people's GoFundMe, I said, girl, now come on. Because the thing is, regardless of how me and you act, there are people who going to be like, it might be another Rhoda. Might be another brick lady. Might be another Carly Russell.
A little more. What do you call it? The word just ran the hell up out of my head so fast. Apprehensive.
There you go.
When hearing these like stories of like heartache and suffering and trauma, I don't know how much lower I will be. I probably will still be like, God dang it, what is happening to black women? Because regardless of whether or not I'm right about that situation, there's always a situation that mirrors it that is true.
And I was going to say that. And overall, right, if we looked at the data points of crimes committed against black women, overall, I would venture to say we wouldn't believe the stuff that's true that don't even go reported. Right? So that's what happens. You believe people, sometimes niggas be lying.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes people be lying. So I ain't gonna stop because I was wrong. But I wish I hadn't been wrong. I wish she didn't make me
tricked.
I wish I hadn't been tricked. I was tricked.
That's what I'm saying. You got to realize someone did something to you.
Somebody did something to me. She tricked me. And I'm also a gullible gully.
Yes.
I'll be like,
I got scammed by this little black boy thinking I was getting Adobe Suite. Now, granted, it was going to be a legal copy, but I wanted it, and I paid $80, and that was a lot of money to me. And that boy ran off with my money, and I got a blank CD.
What?
But I said to myself, I hope that black boy did something with that money, like fed himself, got himself some shoes.
Man, Angel, I had hired a company, man. And I paid full price. And when I tell you they did me so wrong.
Oh, no.
I was late and stuff. And I said, now I wanted to help you and I can't. I can't recommend you in good conscience. I ain't going to bad talk you. I ain't going to do you wrong. But I wanted you to win. Yeah. And I paid my money up front in full. And that's not even usually how that business works.
Yeah.
And if you pay a caterer, it's half.
Yeah.
Now you cater, you get usually enough to cover the food or a piece of it. You'd rarely pay in full.
Yeah.
And then gave you the time, and you ain't when I'm here. You supposed to be here before me. You not here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I got to get. I don't want to go down to the white man.
Yeah.
Ain't a lot of y'all in here. I recommend. I cannot recommend.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. A lot of people in the Patreon. Now, also shout out to, I forgot to say this, Shantae Rutherford, who brought up the church thing. I had not seen that. I said, I got to get on my internet good. Pineapple Bun said, can you talk about Dave Chappelle comment on Katt Williams? And also Regina Joseph said, can you talk about Dave Chappelle's comment on Katt Williams? If you hadn't heard the comment, listen to this video.
It's this. And we're part of the game. It's this. He only eat the niggas. He didn't say anything about any of these white boys. And none of these white boys function like that. And Katt is one of the best painters in the game. And why are you drawing all ugly pictures of us? Stop. And Katt
Hey man, I don't.
You like it?
Just put the video. I don't remember this part.
All the time. Fuck this one and fuck that one and fuck this one. But nigga, I didn't anything that you did wrong. You didn't do nothing wrong. Katt didn't do nothing wrong. And Wreck TV.
All right, we get it. I cannot hear that. I can't hear that drop one more time.
And Wreck TV. He did say he F's with Katt Williams heavy, hard. That's what he did say. So I will say, I know we didn't play that
yeah,
part.
because I couldn't hear the drop anymore. The clip that I posted is not the clip that I saw that. So the one I had didn't have that. Here's what I'll say about this. I don't think Katt Williams cares about white comedians and what they do. I don't think they are the ones he felt wronged by, that he needed to defend himself about. I don't think he finds them, this is speculative. I don't think he finds them funny. No, what he talked about Joe Rogan bringing them people on there, he said he bringing 8 other people who ain't funny. I don't think, if he does think a lot of white comedians are funny, I don't think it's who Dave is referencing. I don't think Katt Williams cares. I think Katt Williams cares about black comedy and the black comedians he felt wrong and the state of black comedy. I don't think I ever even seen a flyer with Katt on it that was his own with another white comedian on it.
Now, he did say that when he started his career, he was with white comedians.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But that's true. And I think, to my point, or the point I'm making is, I've known about Katt I want to say 06 maybe. Pimp Chronicles either 06 or 08. Let me check that.
You said you said Pimp Chronicles?
Pimp Chronicles. I think that was 06, if I'm not mistaken. It's either 06 or 08.
I'm gonna let you find it.
Okay, let me find it.
I'm gonna let you find it. This is what I'll
06. 06? 07?
I want to say most of what Katt said was definitely about. There were a couple of people who caught strays that I wasn't too sure.
Oh, he said Gary Owen.
Yeah.
It's the only person he mentioned.
There was most of the people, it felt as though, if I remember correctly, because I don't know if Gary Owen has ever said anything about Katt Williams for the shots.
Yeah.
There were a couple of people that, like, I also don't know what Tiffany Haddish has done to him for the personal disc that he made sure he reserved for her as well. Yeah. So I will say, for the most part, it felt like he was only doing shots at folk that he felt like had done something to him.
Yes.
But I do feel like there is, I do take issue when it feels like, oh, now you just clowning comedians who might not have said anything about you, and it happens to only be black comedians that you are saying negative things about. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's my thing is I don't.
Oh, they said he didn't. He complimented Gary.
Yeah.
I
think he was saying Gary. I think he said Gary didn't. Why isn't Gary bigger or more mainstream? Something along those lines. Gary talked about how Shannon Sharp. Gary said every time he's brought up a conversation, the interviewer would just be like. He said when Shannon Sharp or Katt brought that up, Shannon was like. So anyway, Gary's like, why y'all be switching topics after I say it?
Now, mind you, because people are talking about Tiffany was on the Breakfast Club with Kevin Hart. Katt had already taken shots at Tiffany before.
Said that last
time. I think a lot of people aren't aware.
Timeline?
Yeah, of the timeline. Katt had already been talking about Tiffany Haddish prior to that. That's almost kind of the reason why Kevin put Tiffany on the Breakfast Club with him. So that is the part where I'm like, I get it if you don't think a comedian is funny. There are several comedians that I don't find funny in the least bit. Yeah. But my personal opinion doesn't matter. The people who are paying to see them are the only people whose opinion matter. And I think that's kind of what Dave Chappelle was kind of trying to say is like, you standing in front of some of these people's paper by trying to diminish them in some of your comments. But again, on the flip side, if you did wrong to somebody, then you can't tell them when they get to say and how they get to say something back to you. And
I also don't think Katt Williams beefing, whatever he said about them wrong, right, or indifferent. I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, people are like, Katt Williams said this about Michael Blackson, I'm not going to his show now.
Well, in the comments, that's what it be feeling like.
You think so?
Yes.
You think people actually aren't going?
I think people are like, it's Katt versus everybody, and I'm on Katt's side and F everybody else. That's what I feel like I see in the comments. I'm talking about hardcore, as if this is a gang that just started, and you got to choose ye this day. So, thank you. They were promoting Night School. That's why they were on there together. Yeah. So, yeah, I kind of get what Dave Chappelle is saying, but at the same time, you looking at how pixelated we are on here? I kind of get what Dave Chappelle was saying, but at the same time, for the most part, I would say for a majority of I'm about to
contradict yourself.
No, I'm about to light these niggas up.
Katt.
For the most part, most of those people are people he felt like had personally did something to him or another comedian that he held in high regard, and he wanted to set the record straight.
That's what I think we said, almost that verbatim. Like the Katt conversation is very nuanced. Mm-hmm. There was people that he felt wronged by, people who spoke about him that he was clearing things up. Yeah. And then there was people he took shots at that he didn't say. They said this, let me clear it up. Mm-hmm. Ricky Smiley, he felt that way. Said, he felt that way. Steve, he felt shots taken at him. Yeah. Right? Michael, I don't remember Katt saying, Michael Blackson said this about me, and this is why I'm telling y'all.
Correct.
He just was like, people need to be booed. Michael Blackson should be booed. He's a real African using a fake African accent.
Yeah.
I don't think he said Michael Baxton had said something about him
Correct.
to deserve that.
Correct. You're right.
So I think I don't know if I said this on this. I said this to Tony. I don't believe Katt Williams respects a lot of his people in his class, and I think that's why he felt the way that he felt. I think he loves the art of comedy, and he thinks some of the people ain't doing it right or on his level, and he ain't afraid to speak about it. There's other comedians who talk like this.
Yes, they were ludicrous.
They just don't, or ludicrous. I don't know what happened with Ludo. I thought he was joking about the Illuminati thing, but or the light-skinned white wife with weird faces. I don't think Ludo's wife has a weird face.
I don't
at
think
all.
a lot of the women have a weird face, but
they
I
don't
do
do-
thought
they don't
I
do
did think
interviews.
that again, shots again fired to call all these women weird faced it. To just pull them in an interview.
Yeah.
What was I about to say? Prize Picks is the largest daily fantasy sports DFS platform in North America. They are the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Now, y'all know I know all about the sports, okay? Y'all know who I'm rooting for when it comes to the Super Bowl. Y'all know who I love, on the field and off the field. And what I love about Prize Picks is that it makes it easy to be able to decide where I want to put my luck at, all right? So I love the fact that you just do the more than and less than, because it takes a little bit for me as someone who is actually not an aficionado at sports. It allows me not to feel the pressure of being able to get stuff exact. So even if you are not a huge sports fan, but you do love to be able to, have a little fun on the side, this is definitely the platform for you. Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second half, the player is rebooted. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. That's amazing. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you have the skills, you can earn $10 into $250. You can turn, I said earn, y'all, $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stats types are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Go to prizepicks.com/SK and use code SK for a first deposit match of up to $100. Go to prizepicks.com/SK and use code SK for a first deposit match up to $100. So Tony Baker in a comment pointed out a joke in Katt Williams' opening that was very, very similar to a JB Smoove joke.
The music joke,
Yes.
the joke with music, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And the way them people were on Tony Baker's head.
Were they?
Yes.
What are they saying?
Nigga, you ain't funny anyways. You're not in the same
Tony ain't
class.
funny?
You're not in the same class. Go over there, do your little stupid ass animal voice videos.
Oh, now the animal voice video are stupid.
Yeah. Oh, let's go on in and play with Kev on stage. They threw you in there.
me?
Yes. This is what I mean by
I liked it.
Huh?
I liked it. I was like, it's good. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, why am I in it?
No, and this is when I was like, oh, people really feel like
They feel it.
this is why I'm saying
They
no.
lit us up in the comments. I said, let me get out of here because they was.
Oh, they were so. You don't believe him. Y'all, listen, this was one of them. Y'all trying to say he lied. This is one that I knew he had lied on. Okay, F the books. Okay, he read 10 million books in 1 year.
Every day, yeah.
Sure, he got accepted to college when he was 12. His mouth said Tiffany Haddish never performed at the Comedy Store. When I was doing stand-up
Yeah.
comedy, I saw her with my own eyeballs.
She almost did keep your distance.
Yeah.
With my own eyeballs
Yes.
at the Comedy Store. But people like, y'all don't know. Y'all weren't there.
There's.
You weren't there.
And the thing about that-
physically it.
I remember when I was first in LA, Tiffany still was doing comedy heavy on Gerard Carmichael. And she said she didn't do the Comedy Store except on Black Nights, which is the case for most comedians.
Yes.
Outside of like The people who are Comedy Store regulars, like Tony Baker's one who has his name on the wall.
Yeah.
Comedy in LA is very segregated generally.
Yes.
Not even just by race, it's by style of comedy.
Yes.
They have like alt nights, they have like roast comedy nights. They have, you know what I'm saying? It's very, unless you are like, the reason I performed at the Comedy Store outside of a black night,
Yes.
it's because Jeremiah Watkins, a white dude, put me on his show at the Comedy Store. Prior to that, the only way I got in the Comedy Store was Crack 'em Up Thursdays, which is a black night, Nichelle Murdoch. Otherwise, if you ain't Tony or you do the whole process, you will get in on the black night. Laugh Factory, you know what night I did? Chocolate Sundays.
Now, see, I only perform on the white nights. I'm dead serious. I was in with the whites the same way Katt Williams started. For me, that was my easier way in. But I'm like, no, I saw Tiffany there.
Literally.
I'm like, literally. I was in the main room with the white folks.
You don't know. You didn't see her there. I live in a different city, and I also know about stand-up comedy. Katt
Show
Williams
me a
is right.
picture.
I live in
with the
That's what it really be like. And the thing is, like, people like Katt didn't lie about anything. The rape scene in Friday, right? Katt said the rape scene was a rape scene. I believe that. That was one of the things I actually did believe, because there was a rape scene in Players Club, and the way that scene was set up and the way they had portrayed Damon, Terry Crews' character, Damon?
Yeah, let's say
Damien
Damon.
or Damon?
Let's say Damon.
Damon? I feel like it was Damon.
It was Damon.
I believed that part. But then Ice Cube was like, that's not true. I'd never seen the script, but that was one of the things I actually did believe that Katt was telling the truth about. That whole Friday situation about Ricky Smiley's audition and all that type of stuff, I believed Katt. I believe Katt changed a lot of those lines. I believe Katt, the reason you hire actors is you let them rock. But people say he didn't lie about anything. Well, Ice Cube said he did.
Right.
And Guy Torry said, I never said Steve Harvey performed there. I said he pulled up, and then he showed pictures. And people be like, you're not telling the truth. Like, Guy Torry got a whole documentary about Fat Tuesdays on Prime Video. Like, it's from him.
Right.
And like, you telling the person who was there every week and that's why I'd be like, that's my new mantra, and I'm working on it. Sometimes you gotta let folks be wrong, and sometimes you gotta let folks be wrong about you. Because how I'm gonna prove to you, when you dead set you don't want to believe me, or you just disagree, you got it, champ.
Yeah.
You got it. I gotta go somewhere. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta pick my son up.
Yeah.
I'm not finna fuss and fight with you. I done said my piece. You said your piece in the comments. We moving on.
Right. I think truly, I don't know if people were just in 2024 just needed someone to believe in.
Yeah.
And Katt said, I'm here and you can believe in me.
Like, okay, one last thing.
No, because I got to tell you one thing that's going to trump all the things. Go ahead.
You trump me.
Real quick.
Okay.
So SNL did a sketch about
Katt Williams?
Yeah,
one?
the Katt Williams.
I saw it,
It was so funny to me. I thought they did a great job,
Yeah.
right? Well, somebody in the comments, because I go into the comments, I'm like, oh, how are people feeling about this?
Yeah, I do that.
Yes, and one person was like, how dare they make fun of something so serious and making a mockery? And people are like, it's called a parody. This is what they do. And they said, I don't see people making a parody of the Holocaust.
Oh my God.
They compare.
How does one compare?
Come on.
Shannon Sharp and Katt Williams.
Club Shay Shay.
How did that
Shay Shay say you?
How did that video reach that level of?
This is what I'm saying. The way people have gravitated around that interview
my
of Katt,
God.
and how some of people are like, this man's a prophet. I'm realizing, okay, we've entered into a different level. This is not like Jay-Z, Nas, Ether, Illmatic. This is not that where it's just like, whose team you on. This is, if you don't believe this to be the truth.
Yeah. How about genocide? Yeah.
I mean, the person typed it out and pressed enter and did not take it down.
Sometimes I need to be reminded of comments of like that, because I need to be reminded this who you be arguing with.
Yes.
And it's like, if you believe that, you got it, baby.
Yeah.
I told this story before. One of my homegirls said, if with all sincerity, Angel loves Beyonce, Melissa loves Beyonce, Mel loves Beyonce, but I feel like you guys all love Beyonce with a rational thought process, and you're just really big fans of hers.
Yeah.
This girl said she don't want to die before Beyonce. She would rather die young didn't die before Beyonce. Because we were talking about celebrity deaths, the ones that most impacted us were like Whitney, Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, Kobe. And she was talking about how much Beyonce means to her. I said, listen. And I was like, are you being for real before we continue this conversation? And she teared up.
Okay, then you say we'll go on.
And I said, you got it.
Yeah,
I'm not finna.
You don't even come back.
It's not even worth poking that
I'm not
bear.
arguing with you about Beyonce with anything. If that's your thought process, we can't have a rational conversation about this. Period. There's nobody on earth I feel that way.
There's nothing rational about that conversation.
There's no celebrity like I feel that way about. I would be sad if a lot of people I am a fan of pass away.
Oh yeah,
I like life.
I've been sad.
I like being alive.
Children.
I cried when Mac Miller died. I don't want to go before he did.
I cried when Aretha Franklin passed away, shed a thug tear. I want to see my grandchildren if I have any. I would love to see a great grand. If somebody's out here hoeing early, I would love it.
Wouldn't make me no, never mind.
Wouldn't that give me that great grandbaby?
Give me that baby, and Josh having a baby would be just fine. Your baby will hold me over till I get my grands. You'll be a great intermediary baby.
Come on,
but it ain't gonna make me no, never mind.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go out before. Listen, I'm not speaking death on Beyonce. I hope
she lives a long, fruitful.
I hope we both live a very long life.
117.
Come on. But when I live or die has no regard to when she lives or dies.
That girl said, I'd rather not live at all if Beyonce's not here. I said, girl.
No.
Same with Kobe.
God
rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
I'll just play her albums and be like,
Listen.
I remember when she was here. I saw her in concert multiple times.
She was on that horse.
I want to say one more thing about the Katt Williams interview. He said Kevin Hart was an industry plant.
Yes, he did.
Now, that term gets thrown around a lot.
Hate it.
Industry plant implies someone in the industry, usually it's music related, but it could be Hollywood. Somebody in the industry goes out and says, person, you're going to make it. It usually implies that person's not talented enough to be where they are, or they haven't worked as hard. It implies.
Yeah.
But the proof usually is, what did they do to get to this thing that they deserve, right? Like Ice Spice usually called an industry plant. Lil Nas X called an industry plant. I don't remember much comedians. I've been a fan of Kevin Hart for a very long time.
Same.
Kevin Hart had already failed a lot before I even knew about him. He failed pilot after pilot. I can walk you through his rise. I remember his first specials on Comedy Central.
Wrong little man.
I remember when he was doing the Shaq's All Stars. And then I remember when he was starting his tours. I remember when he was selling out Caroline's. He sold 7 nights out. This is before Kevin. I remember when Kevin Hart came to the Bellevue Comedy Club that I was working at. I cannot think of the name, where Big Irish J was the house MC. And Big Irish J was trying to get other black comics to, at that time, your way up in Tacoma is you either did Tacoma Comedy Club or you did Nate's Room if you were black. And you would try to get, I cannot think of the name of that club because it closed down. But there's a huge club in Bellevue. I got to hit Big Irish J.
Bellevue Comedy Club.
No.
Okay.
But anyway, Kevin Hart came there, and I remember him selling that out. And in the next year or two, he came back. He was in the theaters in Seattle, but it was like 1,000. Then it was like 1,500. Then you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Kevin Hart's career is well documented on YouTube. You remember Paper Soldiers, Soul Plane.
Yes.
Think Like what's your boy? He was with the
come on
Steve Carell movie. 40-year-old virgin. When he stole that scene.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can say whatever you want about Kevin Hart, and I do not like when people say Kevin Hart's not funny at all. I just don't agree with that. I think
his later stand-up is definitely not my cup of tea, but I think for a lot of comedians, their later stand-up is usually also not their strongest. That's just in my opinion. Overall, most comedians, when they've had a career, their jokes don't be
because your earlier specials usually are 10, 15 years worth of work.
Yes, exactly. So while, yes, I can understand you being like, I didn't think his last special was funny or something like that, but to say the blanket statement that he is not funny at all,
yes,
I'm
or
sorry.
that he's an industry plant, like he didn't work. The man got like seven 7 specials or something. He had 3 before he even got super famous.
I remember.
And we wasn't all saying all right. Pillow, night. You want to go night? Y'all. I don't remember. I feel like everybody was saying that stuff. It's like he was never funny. Like,
yeah, people are lying.
By myself. Like, everybody wasn't saying that at one time.
It's about to go down.
We wasn't. Everybody in the streets wasn't saying that. Now he never said nothing funny ever.
Everybody. I remember. So I started stand up with this class called Pretty Funny Women. That's why I was with the white people. And
the Parlor.
I don't know what. Oh, that's the name of the
club he sold out. The Parlor.
I was with these white people. Pretty Funny Women was the class that I was taking, and we had to bring in a joke from our favorite comedian. Mm-hmm. And at the time, so this is in 2009.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart had topped my list after A Grown Little Man. I said, this is the best storytelling ever. I remember bringing in the joke. Now, this is a woman who is teaching a class that's been doing stand-up probably 20 years on me.
Yep.
She was like, I've never heard of this man.
Really?
Kevin?
This is 2009. She was like, I never heard of him. And I said, just wait.
Oh,
you will.
That was, I think, the next year is when that Netflix special came out, right?
Like he blew up the next year to the point that his wife Tori took the class the year after me. Mm-hmm. And that's when she was like, oh yes. Now she was putting all the pieces together. So it's like, while probably for black people, we were aware of him in his earlier stuff.
For sure.
If white people didn't know about him, he can't be an industry plant. Like if I can go back to a point in time when white people were like, who is this guy that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Then he can't be an industry plant.
Absolutely. Grown Little Man 09. Seriously Funny 2010. Laugh at My Pain 2011. 3 solid specials to me. Let me explain. I think is when he went to the movie. He went to the movie. What Now? Mm-hmm. Movie Irresponsible, I believe it might have been a movie. 2020 Zero F's Given, and 2023 Reality Check. He did. I feel like Kevin Hart did the work. Say you think he's not funny. Comedy subjective, fine. But to say he's an industry plant implies he didn't do. He was hosting Comic View. He was hosting everything, like doing Def Comedy Jam. He was doing all the stuff.
Most of the times, comedians get more slack if they didn't come up through New York, which he did. So that's
he came up through Philly.
No.
Philly and New York. He did.
Yes, he came up through New York.
That's true. You're right.
So that's what really made that statement just a little bit like, Usually, if you haven't been through the trenches of New York, you are not considered truly a veteran of stand-up comedy. And I'm like, now Katt completely admits that's not how he came up. He did not come up through New York. Yeah. He didn't come up through New York. So if that was also weird, I was like, by comedian standards, if you don't come up through New York, you really ain't about that hustle for real.
For sure. I agree with you because that's where they say the people, New York or LA, but New York is usually ranked higher.
I ain't never heard nobody say when you come up through LA, you didn't. No, it is always the trenches are in New York.
LA be having its own respect, but it's not as respectable as New York.
Nowhere near.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Because to me, Quiet as Kept, some of the funniest comedians come from Atlanta. Now them niggas, if you get funny in Atlanta.
I fully agree.
Them rooms.
Because the rooms are black.
And them black folks ain't going for it.
They do not care.
Nothing's funny.
Bruh. That's just my personal opinion of this class of comedians. My favorites come from Atlanta, Chicago.
Chicago's a great comedy scene.
Produces fantastic comedians.
All the way around. All the way around.
Just for my comedy type. Anyway, Kevin Hart, Paper Soldier was in 2002.
But I love them both. Kevin Hart, Katt Williams, y'all both great. Katt Williams just had a lot of shit to get off his chest. Some of it.
And also, this is no shade at Katt. I just don't think he was right about that thing. That doesn't mean I don't think he was right about other things, nor does it, I think, listen, Pimp Chronicles is a masterpiece stand-up comedy special. It's one of my favorite stand-up comedy specials. It's in my top.
Favorite.
It's Melissa's favorite. There's not even a 2.
Yeah.
It's far and away one of my favorite stand-ups. Actually, probably might be top 3 for me, honestly. That is a masterclass of stand-up comedy. He was personal. He was original. He was doing jokes I hadn't heard. He was doing stuff I didn't know you could touch. He was making me laugh at things. I never smoked weed. I was laughing at that. The Michael Jackson stuff. Michael Jackson was still alive. He was going at Michael. He was talking about the war. I ain't got no insurgent friends. That's political comedy. Like, most comedians are not touching the gamut of stuff that Katt touches. And we was laughing at all of it equally. Also, his his superstardom was like after that, and his Friday stuff. So I think people think because we disagree with what some stuff Katt says, we don't think he's funny or we don't believe him in other stuff. But I'm not gonna say nothing else about it. I think Dave Chappelle just don't know what Katt Williams is. We'll be at time-wise, Josh. We got to do 2 episodes today.
Yeah,
that's it.
we're close to an hour.
Okay. On the bonus, which we're about to shoot right after this, we're talking Country Wayne paid some of his actors $1 million.
Wow.
Katie K, speaking of comedy, I wanted to cover this in the same thing, but we can talk about there. Katie K apparently lied on a comedian named Mojo Brooks.
Yes.
And he defended himself. I got some insight, not about the situation, but how comedy works, where I believe him. We talking, there's a white man who adopted a black baby on
I can't wait. We
white-
covered it on Is This Going to Cause an Argument? Let's get into it.
Okay. Let's just say we're going to for sure cover those 3 things and more on the bonus, which you can have if you're on our Patreon. If you don't have that, this will be your only episode for this week. God bless you. Patreon, I'm going to go to the bathroom. We're going to fire it right back up and shoot the bonus. I'm going to go piss.
Bye.
We love you. Toronto, get y'all act together, man. Come on, for real. Dead
I
home.
want to see you.
This may be last time.
Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another one. Here's another banger for you. Here's another banger for you. With my boy Kev on stage. And that chick Angel.